Hello everyone, I am Ajay Murkute, Department of English, Arihant College of Arts, Commerce and Science. Today we are going to learn the poem Uphill by Christina Rossetti. The Christina Rossetti, her lifespan is 1830 to 1894. On December 5, 1830, Christina Rossetti was born in London, one of four children of Italian parents. Rossetti's first poems were written in 1842 and printed in her grandfather's private press. In 1850, under the pseudonym Ellen Allen, she contributed seven poems to the pre-Raphaelite journal, The Germ, which had been founded by her brother William Mitchell and his friends. Rossetti is best known for her ballads and her mystic religious lyrics, and her poetry is marked by symbolism and intense feelings. Rossetti's best known work, The Gambling Market and Other Poems, was published in 1862. The collection established Rossetti as significant voice in Victorian poetry. The Princess Progress and Other Poems appeared in 1866, followed by Sing Song, a collection of verse for children, in 1872, with illustration by Arthur Hughes. Rossetti developed cancer, for which she died in London on December 29, 1894. Rossetti's brother William Mitchell edited her collected works in 1904, but the complete poems were not published before 1979. About the poem. The Krishna Rossetti's poem Uphill is written using questions and answers. Readers are not told who which of the voices are, they remain unnamed. The poem is metaphorical in nature, meaning that one thing is compared to another. In regards to this poem, life is compared to the journey uphill. So I will I am assuming that you have read this poem 2 3 times before I teach teach you this poem. So I will read this poem once again. Does the road wind uphill all the way? Yes, to the very end. Will the day's journey take the whole long day? From morn to night, my friend. But is there for a night a resting place? A roof far away in the slow dark hours begin. May not the darkness hide it from my face? You cannot miss that inn. Shall I meet other wayfarer at night? Those who have gone before. Then must I knock or call when just inside? They will not keep you standing at the door. Shall I find comfort? Travel score a week of labor you shall find the sum. Will there be beds for me and all who wait, who seeks? Yeah, beds for all who come. So this is the poem. So you can try at home reading this poem once or twice. So for the best comprehension. So now we will go by stanza wise and their meaning. So first stanza. In the first verse, the author seems to be drawing on the common uphill battle metaphor to inform the title of the poem. The first speaker asks about the road, the whether or not it is uphill for its entire length, as well as whether or not the time it will take to walk the road will mean the entire day. The description of the whole long day is unusual choice. especially since without a word long, this line would match the first one for syllables. Its addition is meaningful in showing the readers that the speaking asking question is tired. Their uphill journey has clearly taken some time up to this point, and they are anxious for its conclusion. It is also possible that long day, in contrast to simply the day, refers to a 24 hours period. This seems likely based on the answer they receive, that their journey will not be over before sundown. The second metaphor, the second narrator's line are much shorter than the first ones. They are succinct. The only aspect of their character of particular note is that they refer to the other speaker as their friend. Second paragraph. But is there for a night a resting place? A roof for when the slow dark hours begin? May not the darkness hide it from my face? You cannot miss that in. The questions and answers continue with the second verse, where an atmosphere begins to become noticeable. The two characters portrayed here are clearly very different in their perspectives on the uphill journey. The first speaker is unsure and lacks confidence. Here they ask if there is a place they can stay for the night, since their journey will take so long. As soon as they are told that such place exists, they worry that they will miss seeing it. The second speaker, by contrast, is certain not only that there is an inn for shelter against the dark, but they will undoubtedly find it before it is too dark to see. It is an odd experience as the reader to alternate between fear and confidence on every line of work. Rossetti has chosen to portray one journey through two opposite viewpoints, and yet it remains easy to follow and understand. Third stanza. Shall I meet other wayfarers at night, those who have gone before? Then must I knock or call when I just inside? They will not keep you standing at that door. The third and second to last verse, the question the questioning narrator wonders about the inn they are to find and whether or not they will be welcome there. This is a strange line of thought. The idea of the idea of an inn, after all, is for anyone to find shelter, and an inn is constructed with the nomad in mind. And yet, the speaker here is concerned that they will be unwelcome, despite assurance from their companion that they will be welcomed by the other wayfarers. The first speaker hopes to find friends in their some predicament and are told that they will. The anxieties of initial speaker and the confidence of second one continue to be the prominent theme of the work, though the identity of both remain concealed. Fourth stanza. Shall I find comfort? Travel score a week of labor you shall find the sum. Will there be beds for me and all who seeks? Yeah, beds for all who come. So this is the last stanza. The idea of the two friends walking up hills for a full day is rather unlikely scenario in literal sense. The expression from which this poem likely was inspired refers to situation and scenario that requires to harder work than usual to overcome. walking down a pathway versus walking up a hill. In a figurative sense, the speaker asking questions in this work is attempting to overcome an obstacle and liken it to trying to walk uphill for a full day. The second speaker could be a friend encouraging them along the way, or it could be another aspect of their own personality. This sense of optimism or determinism to finish that what they have started. The idea of an inn along the way in which lies comfort equal to work put in of laborer you shall find the sum, as well as the other people climbing the same hill, is a likely metaphor for friends and family. It is difficult to put it lightly to attempt to cross over any kind of obstacles without some kind of support. If it was easy to do, after all, it wouldn't be much of an obstacle. So the speaker draws on their own sense of self and imagines that the end of the day there will be a roof over their head. Perhaps they are going home to their family, or perhaps the inn is a bar where they can meet up with friends and forget about the hardships of the day. The amazing thing about uphill is that any of the above interpretations are plausible when the entire poem is read in a metaphorical context. At its core, the poem is about two voices, one struggling and seeking rest, and another encouraging them and telling them they will find it. Nearly everyone should be able to relate to this in some way, because the poem is intentionally written to stand on fine line between vague and relatable. What exactly the speakers are doing in trying to ascend this climb is unspecified, because it doesn't matter. What does matter is that the second voice that encourages them, assures them, and helps them to find rest. A friend, a family member, or an internal voice to every reader, it will be someone different. The important thing, however, is that it will be someone. So here are some glossary of words which you don't know and the questions. The first question: what is the journey the traveler is making? Explain the philosophical implications of this journey. The second: examine how the metaphorical structure and style of the poem. I hope you enjoyed this poem. Thank you so much.